Yeah, hey, okay, guys. So, quick update. Uh, quick, at least quicker than the first one when I was just introducing you to the game in general. And the idea behind it, the concept of the game. Yeah, so now just a quick update. I think I mentioned in the previous devlog then that the next step is sub web demo. I want to put the game into web in some feature cut form to serve as a demo to be able to play in some simplified form before it's available to play well when the release is uh, when the game is actually released on Steam. Maybe there will be some early access, something like this. I don't know. I haven't really released any game on Steam so far, so I figure it out yet. But for now, I'm working on this. Well, I've been working on WebAssembly build of the game. So this was a lot of messing around with mscript and all this, and I got a build not finished. For now I have just the main menu, but just this was a lot of messing around where I'm using Railib for rendering and sounds and all the media, and actually Railib lately got RGFW backend, and uh, RGFW is the only backend that is actually working fine for web, but maybe it's just my fault. Maybe I messed some MCC MCCs and script and C and C++ compiler. So maybe I messed some flags for this to be working with the default web backend of Redlib. So maybe that's why the default web backend is using GLFW 3, and it's much more complicated mechanism from my understanding. At least it seems like it. That GLFW is much more complicated than RGFW, and well, maybe that's why it's not working, at least for me, and I made something with flags. Well, I on the same flags it's working with RGFW. Also I contributed some RGFW related changes to Railib, because I've been using this a lot for this project. Well, on desktop it's also using RGFW, but RGFW is itself has mscript and backend, and also backend for Windows, so that's why I'm using RGFW ready backend for both desktop and web build. So I guess we can just look at how now game is running on the web. As I said, it's just my menu. Also, well, the game is using also external threads for HTTP requests to connect with sorry. connect with AI entry points, so currently OpenAI, and well, making WebAssembly app working with more than main thread is also another issue. At least it seems like it's not trivial. So that's why for now I have just main menu working. Also, in the meantime, some issues came, but when I show you the game, I'll be able to talk more about this. Yeah, so here we have canvas. I've prepared some HTML shell. So the canvas is placed on this HTML, blah blah blah. Nothing more than this, just canvas. I don't know when it's actually released to the web. It will be probably a little prettier than that. I'm not sure yet. So what? Well, my menu is working per usual. Nothing extra. Well, I just in this build for web, I removed possibility for selecting external behaviors because the web build as a demo. Well, I was talking about it to be feature cut, and by feature cut I mean exactly that it will be allowing the players to use just built-in behaviors, and external behaviors will not be possible unless I change something in my thinking. I don't know, maybe I redecide this. So it looks like this. It's there is a little bug for now that when this is showing, this shouldn't be here. I mean it should show games default here, but when I'm selecting the team and in GUI window is shown here for team configuration, and this team card is a little broken with this. When another in GUI window is shown, the problem disappears. So I'm not sure, probably some well, I'm not sure yet, and it's not so much of an issue, at least for now. It is a little weird because it suggests that some memory is corrupted, but for now I haven't seen many issues besides that. So I don't know, but I should fix this before releasing it to the web. So, well, here is nothing new. Everything's working. If you want to do some your C++ game for web, then I really suggest using RGFW for this. It's working really well, very smooth compared to well, my experiences with GLFW early backend. Not sure what went wrong, but well, with RGFW everything is much easier. And also well, I've been talking about some more issues that came. So for debug build on for debug build on web on mscript and build, I'm using this fun flag save heap. So well, it throws some exceptions when, especially, I don't know, like accessing null pointers and misaligned fetches. And because of it, I found out that I messed up my binary behavior format. Those are the flags I'm using for compilation and linking of the WebAssembly app. And here is the save heap. And the issue is let's open DevTools. Yeah, it's loading debug symbols, but it will take some time. It doesn't really matter right now. And the game won't start in anyway because, well, for once the OpenAI backend cannot be initialized because of well, disabled threads on WebAssembly build. This just doesn't work yet. But still, when I'm clicking start the game is doing some validation on chosen behaviors in binary form. And that's how I found out that I messed up. So let's try this, and yeah, as you can see, probably you can see, I'm not sure because the font is really small, but it says aborted because of alignment fault at this line here. Notes format get note. So let's see in source code, because of debug symbols, which setting up of which it still was also a lot of messing around. But well, it's much more comfortable to look through code on Visual Studio. Anyway, this alignment fault showed me that well, binary design is a little messed up. So I mean, I can do very quick overview over how the behavior binary format looks and is designed. So first we have header. The header is doesn't really matter, just some magic number, the version of the, in case I will be doing some updates to the format, then I will just increment the version. This is traversal, so I'll get to it in a moment. So behavior, if you remember from behavior editor, is just kind of graph of nodes, so the like LLM control and all the data that goes into LLM control nodes and node selectors, etc. So you can implement some logic of your players for some strategies, and when we have tree like slash graph like structure, then well, going through it is essentially traversal of such graph, and essentially this is what this format is. So that's why in header we have traversal length, because we are going through all the nodes in some order. and yeah, that's pretty much it. So the binary format is essentially nodes IDs and node data for those IDs. Each ID is well, that doesn't really matter for you, but it's what kind of node is this, and in what location in binary file we can find its data. So basically an offset. And so the format is header, it's 20 bytes. Then we have this traversal. So basically stream of node IDs. Each node ID is 64 bits. So it's 8-byte thing, and it has alignment of 8 bytes. And the stream of node IDs in the binary format comes just after the header. And header is 20 bytes, which is not divisible by 8. So that means that and that stream of node IDs that are aligned, that has alignment of 8, are living on an offset in a file that is not aligned to 8, which causes this alignment fault in the app caught by the safekeep option in MCC. And yeah, I mean, if I removed this safekeep thing from the MCC, and then it should work anyway. I mean, compiler will just either compiler or just CPU itself. In case of WebAssembly, I guess maybe compiler. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but anyway, we have unaligned matches, and so it will be just slower, because when we have unaligned fetches, we have to do actually 2 fetches. And also, well, just as well, I could still go with safekeep, but on WebAssembly build do those fetches in like the divide in code in C++. I could divide those fetches explicitly into 2 fetches, like fetch those 64 bits IDs into parts, like low 32 bits and high 32 bits, and that's it. But well, I like it to be fast. I mean, I'm not sure if I could call it a hot path, but it kinda is. The traversal is indeed very often walked through. So it kinda is a hot path, but well, let's be honest, a few unaligned fetches is not a crime. Although it just looks nasty, but I just messed up because I just want it to be pretty, so that that 8 byte IDs are actually aligned to 8 bytes, and then it will be fine. I'm sorry. So well, I have to fix the binary format. Just introduce some padding probably here, like in 32 padding, something like this. So it will be 24 bytes then, and divisible by 8, and then all the IDs after this are starting just after header, so at offset 24, and it's perfectly aligned to 8, and everything works great. So I have to fix this, and for this to fix I have to recreate all the built-in behaviors. Well, I did a refresh and something's broke. Yeah, I have just those 6 built-in behaviors for now, so I have to recreate all of them. And well, it would take like, I mean, because I have to fix the format, compile the node editor to operate on the new format with those padding added, and then the already created behaviors are no longer valid format, so I have to recreate them by hand, and it's pretty boring. I mean, those are just 6 of them, and those are just built-ins, so not that complicated, and it would take like, I don't know, 15 minutes, but to do it by hand, but it's pretty boring, so I don't want to do this, and I thought about a little feature that I could use for this. I mean, exactly copy paste. So I could copy all the nodes, run the editor, so that it saves in clipboard in some other non-binary form, copy pastable, and run editor with running on new format, and paste on all the nodes with all the links between them, and re-export the files. But well, that's the issue, that I don't have the copy paste functionality in my editor, so I have to implement this, and actually, well, it's not that easy, and it will take some time. It's currently work in progress, exactly because I needed this for recreating the built-in behaviors, and yeah, that's why I'm saying it's good thing, because I probably wouldn't get up to doing this without the issue with alignments, and for you guys it will be much easier to work with editor when you can copy paste and cut usual Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and Ctrl X. Yeah, Ctrl X is cut. Functionality is really much easier. So yeah, that's it. I'm working on this, and when I have copy paste done, then the uh, recreation of then the recreation of all the built-in behaviors will be much less boring, and I'll be able to do this in not boring way, or at least much faster. And for you guys it will be easier to use the editor. So it's work in progress, and what I've came into is using JSON format uh, for serializing the nodes into some form I can easily put into system clipboard. So you can even copy the nodes in editor and paste it into some text editor and save it for later, or something like this. And also I just run the editor for you to see. There's and also this will allow the functionality for not just exporting ready binary file, but also saving your in progress work. So I call this behavior workspace. So it will be essentially JSON, the same that is going into clipboard, but saved into disk. I mean, well, the difference, that's pretty much the difference between, let's say, PNG and PSD in case of let's say Photoshop. When you are doing some graphics in Photoshop, then you are exporting this to let's say PNG. It's binary format data. Well, then you are losing all the metadata, but also you can save your project as PSD and keep all the layers, info, etc, etc. So that's pretty much it. And well, for now I just put this little button here, save WS GIF workspace, and it's saving JSON currently. And when I have this done fully, when I have serializing to JSON ready, then I can implement actual copy paste functionality. So putting the JSON into and out of clipboard. And also I need to implement the deserialization from JSON into nodes, to import into editor and to continue working on them. But for now, or maybe load some more complicated behavior just to present how it looks for now. Well, I got all the assets. Yeah, that's here. So go to behaviors. Let's take avoidant, let's say, and export this. For example, here. Not export, save. Yeah. Save this workspace into somewhere. Let's say here. Test, and let's look how this looks. I can exit the editor. Let's see how it looks. And that's it. That JSON with position of the nodes, type of the nodes, and when relevant, we have data of the node, because not all the nodes needs data, but in case they need, and they have it also serialized into their JSON. And that's pretty much it. When I have all this serialization done, then I can continue with copy paste, and I will be able to recreate the built-in behaviors with fixed binary format with added padding, so I'm not getting misaligned fetch exception in WebAssembly, and it looks prettier, and I don't have to do this in boring way. And also you guys are getting copy paste feature in editor, so win-win situation. Oh, and also serialization of the links, because for now it's just serializing the nodes, and I also want to serialize the links between the nodes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's current state. Well, it actually happened to be a little longer than I expected. I thought it will be like 10-15 minutes, and it's already 32 like. But thank you for listening, and bye guys.